Hello friends, and welcome to Internal Affairs. So friends, have you ever noticed that the whole world is under a different kind of tension these days? Just turn on the news. It feels like a Cold War-like situation. Everywhere there are headlines about sanctions, oil, tariffs, and statements from leaders who don't trust each other. And the most shocking news is that a prominent European president has openly said that Donald Trump, the president of America, is actually working like a Russian asset. Imagine, the most powerful man in the world is being accused of working in Moscow's favor against his own allies. And this isn't just a casual remark. It's an expression of Europe's fear. Because European leaders know that if Russia increases its aggression tomorrow and America steps back, Europe will be the first to pay the price. And friends, whenever such cracks start to appear in geopolitics, where is the biggest impact felt? On the energy sector. And that's what we are seeing now. There's a company in Saudi Arabia, Aramco, which used to supply oil to a company in India, Nayara Energy. But now, Aramco has stopped supplying oil to India's Nayara Energy. On the surface, it seems like a simple business decision. But in reality, it's a political signal. Following signals from the EU, Aramco has started choosing its clients. And a country like India, which depends on cheap and secure energy for its fast-growing economy, is being directly impacted. Think about it, the impact of European sanctions is reaching Asia. On one hand, you have the Trump-Russia angle, and on the other, oil politics that is squeezing Asia. And this shows one thing, how interconnected the global system is. A decision is made in Washington, and its impact is felt all the way to Mumbai and Delhi. But friends, this story of oil and sanctions reveals something else. The West has now realized that the global South, meaning Asia, Africa, and Latin America, are no longer just passive players. This was highlighted by a European leader in his statement. The president of Finland warned America, "We are going to lose the game if we alienate India and the global South." To alienate, friends, means to separate or to keep distant. They are trying to say that if they alienate the global South and India, then Europe and America will lose. This line is absolutely straight and clear. The West is understanding that their entire system no longer depends solely on their military force or their economy. In today's world, if India, Brazil, South Africa, and Middle Eastern countries don't stand with the West's monopoly will end. And India is already becoming a natural leader. But the West now has only two choices, either partner respectfully with India or gradually lose its influence. Amidst this warning, Vladimir Putin also gave a statement. Putin said, "India and China, these two are big giants. You cannot talk to them under Trump's tariff pressure. This means you cannot talk to huge economies like India and China under the influence of Trump's tariffs in a monopolistic way." Now let's understand this. Putin's strategy is simple: divide the West and keep Asia's giants, India and China, close. Trump's tariffs have already hurt both China and India. And now Putin is openly saying that such pressure tactics are illegitimate, meaning they are wrong. In a way, he is directly saying that whatever Trump is doing is pushing Asia closer to Russia. And this is the point that European leaders have understood. Because if India and China become more aligned with Russia compared to the West, the entire power balance of the West will be shaken. In this context, another controversy has arisen concerning China, showing how internal politics in America has a direct impact on international relations. A headline in The Guardian read, "Beijing attacks J.D. Vance's Chinese peasant remarks from tariff interview." Chinese peasants was used to refer to workers. J.D. Vance is considered very close to Trump. He made a derogatory remark about Chinese workers. Beijing immediately responded and called it a direct insult. Now, this isn't just about one remark. It actually reflects how the West's arrogance is damaging their relationships. In an attempt to appear as a tough leader for domestic politics, you end up ruining your international relations. And as we all know, China will not ignore this insult. When China reacts, other Asian countries also watch to see if the West respects them or just uses them. This issue of respect is directly linked to the warning from the president of Finland. Because if the West continues with this arrogance, the global South, mainly India and China, will be alienated, and the Western monopoly that has existed so far will end. A statement from Peter Navarro has also emerged in which he said that Brahmins are profiting from Russian oil trade. Friends, this is a dangerous narrative being set. On one hand, American leaders call India a global partner, and on the other hand, voices emerge from within their own ranks that portray India as a villain. Navarro's meaning was clear: India is profiting from the oil trade with Russia, and this is indirectly benefiting Russia. What is the impact of this? The unity within the West is getting weaker. One leader calls India essential, while another calls it exploitative. And who ultimately benefits from this division? Russia. Because the more the West and India are divided, the closer Russia will get, and the more Russia will benefit. The more divided the West remains, the more opportunity Moscow will have to push its narrative, and that's what we are clearly seeing today. So friends, the picture is clear now. European leaders are calling Trump a Soviet asset. Under the pressure of sanctions, India is getting an oil shock from Saudi Arabia. Finland is giving warnings. Putin is calling India and China for giants. Beijing is being insulted. Derogatory remarks are being made about India. These are not separate headlines. They are different chapters of the same story, the story of a new world order. And all eyes are on this world order. Now the real question is, will India define its own role, or will it remain just a pawn between the West and Russia? Friends, this is the moment that will decide what tomorrow's world order will be. What do you think? Will India emerge as a winner in this game, or will it just fulfill its role like any other country? So friends, that's all for today's video. If you liked it, please subscribe. We'll meet in the next video.